Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Kingdoms Reborn, playing as a Norseman in our town of Skalens. And things are going really well for us. In the last video, we almost doubled our population, and the result of such rapid growth is we are running into quite a lot of, shall we say, growing pains. I've been running out of things like coal, running out of things like tools. All of that can be a bit of a problem. But aside from that, things are going well. We've got lots of food, I've got my building materials, we're producing more luxuries than before, and I'm going to start exporting some excess wine, which is worth 52 gold each, which is kind of amazing. So, all of that's looking great. I want to move on to getting some tier 3 luxuries. Books, clothes, jewelries, chocolate, pocket watch, toilet paper, all of these are going to be very good for me. But in order to get to those, I need to get to the industrial age. I am 7 houses away from being able to do that. I could just plop a bunch of houses down all willy-nilly and let them upgrade, but I want to be somewhat intelligent about how I do that. So we're probably going to start expanding a bit more in this direction. I did buy a lot more territory. We can start actually farming out some chocolate this direction with the anticipation that this over here is going to become my chocolate town, my little Willy Wonka factory area. And we're going to send that out to the rest of the city and make sure everyone is nice and happy. I want to upgrade these houses to the top level so they have those beautiful blue tiled roofs, okay? They're awesome. Now, with all this said, I am looking at all of our different luxuries, and I'm well aware that we are starting to run out of a few things that I want. We're not selling off too many of our tulips. We don't have a ton of those to go around. I'm not producing as much beer as I used to be. Furniture we're actually doing okay on, but it helps we have 8 of these things now. Yeah, we need to get more potters, and we need to get more dang brewers. Up over here is going to be a nice little brewing area. I'm also going to set up a museum over this direction. Museums, I think what you can do is take leftover, old cards and toss them in for a bit of extra income. That said, it seems like with the way that they've changed up the card system, you don't end up with quite as many of those big artifact cards anymore. So maybe that doesn't matter too much. I guess you could buy them over here. I know, just build buy the church one, toss it in. Maybe it gets you a lot of extra gold per day. I have no idea. But, whatever. It doesn't matter too much. Regardless, let's just go ahead and place it, just so I can say I did. So let's start plotting out yet another one of these residential districts, something close to where the chocolatiers will be. And also the beer brewing right over here seems actually just about perfect. That's a good spot. Let's go ahead and do something like that. We'll place down the standard school plus a theater so that we can make our people feel really excited and happy about their lives. Even though their lives probably suck, but they think I'm a god, so they don't really know any better. I don't know. Whatever it's going to be, let's just go ahead and get this all set up, and we'll have a whole bunch of new residences ready to go. I think over here is going to be another good spot for a residential area close to where I'll have the beer, where I'm going to farm out chocolate, where I can start turning that into proper chocolate. So for that, let's place down things like markets, some banks and stuff. All of that's going to be important. And then we'll have a nice new little residential area ready to go. We can start placing down a whole load of houses for awesome appeal. Speaking of appeal, that is going to improve once we get up to the industrial age. We've had to make use of shrubberies for a long time, but we will get access to some flower beds, cypress trees, gardens, all that stuff in due time. So we've got the museum. This is not what it used to be. Oh, okay, interesting. So if you can find artifacts somewhere, you can get various different bonuses, such as extra money from caravans. I don't know what mummification does. I guess attractiveness. Pilgrimage, hotels get extra service. Okay. More upgrade points, happiness and productivity, attractiveness. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I know there's supposed to be artifacts on the world somewhere. What I don't know is how the heck you find them. It says something right over here. Allows artifact excavation from ruins. Ruins, like the little things you'll find, like these crates and stuff, but they're like actual ruins. I mean, that's useful if you get that before you start colonizing all over the world, I guess. Huh. I don't know where I would even find anything, but unfortunately there's nothing that I can see that's close to my existing city, unless this is... No, that's just stone. No idea. Huh. I'm starting to have a little bit of a regression in the town. Some of our houses are going down a level, and that's because I'm not able to produce enough tier 2 resources to keep everyone happy, and something that really confuses me, we're in summer. Why is almost nobody producing anything as far as their coffee? I really didn't think it was this bad not to have a market, but I guess it really is this bad. Let's see if there's a way to fix that, but I might have to tear down some of the houses that are not getting resources delivered to them, because it's resulting in some of these people being a little stupid. Huh. Well, while we let that try to sort itself out and see if we can get some more tier 2s that way, what else are we doing? We are consuming all of my honey mead. And that's partly because we can't produce enough honey in order to actually keep up with what everyone's consuming right now, which is very frustrating. I wish there was a very good, easy way to forbid some resources. I really can't remember if that is a thing anywhere. It's not under statistics, I don't think. Is there a forbid button somewhere for a particular type of resource? Because I don't want people to consume honey. Like, literally ever. Always, always, always use the honey for mead. Ugh. Fine, well, if I can't get enough, you know what we can always do? Just buy more honey. That also works. Also, I just seem to be in a weird spot where I actually don't have enough laborers to go around. There's a reason we're not getting more candles. It's because we're not producing anymore. Because people aren't working these jobs anymore. Dude, what is going on? Why am I running out of people so quickly? How are we doing on stuff like cheese? Well, it looks to me like I'm seeing some money pop up. Remember, cheese is unique to the Norsemen. We take some of that milk and we make the cheese. But cheese not only counts apparently as a food, but it gives you money whenever it's been consumed. So that's, like, kind of weird, but... Money cheese it is. How are the colonies doing? For the most part, okay. We're doing great on food for a little while, but it looks like the fishing lodge is starting to slow down just a bit. Output inventory full. For the most part, we're producing plenty of food, though, so as long as we keep an eye on this, we'll be all right. Loads of gold ore are coming in. It would be very nice to turn that into more gold bars, because that's way more than I know what to do with. Trying to think what else I can do as far as boosting up our tier 2 luxuries. I just need a few more consistent luxuries coming in so I can boost up these houses to level 6. There is something we can do. We can go to Gimliesburg, where we are already producing a lot of lumber, and also a load of mushrooms for food, and we can instead start producing magic mushrooms. Yes, yes. This will work. It's a little stupid, but if we can get a whole bunch of these things farmed up and then just turn this basically into a giant timber town, so it produces gold bars and then loads of pine, right? Then we'll be able to go ahead and start farming out new tier 2 luxuries just in the form of magic shrooms. Let's go ahead and spend some of my huge amounts of money to quick build all of them, and bada boom. Now, in order to get these guys upgraded, we actually need concrete, which is something I haven't had to purchase as of yet. That's usually something you see in the industrial era, so that's interesting. But you'll notice it does take quite a lot of lumber, but if you got enough of this to go around, yeah, we can start producing these. Put you on a little bit of a trip, you know what I mean? All right, so we're already starting to produce a few of these things. All right, for some reason they appear to also be getting consumed over here to some degree or another. I'm not totally sure how that's happening, since none of these houses should be able to use tier 2 luxuries, and I'm deliberately stopping them at level 3 right now, at least until such a time that I want to start importing some more luxuries here to make these guys level up. So they shouldn't be using these things. I could be wrong on some of that, I don't know. Anyway, the idea, though, is going to be now we just go back over to Skylands. We'll go back to our importing over here, and we're going to start importing all those magic mushrooms to distribute amongst the population. Oh, very briefly, we've got the 80 houses we need. Click and boom. Welcome to the industrial age, ladies and gentlemen. Why do we see a giant cathedral here? I don't know, but all right. So what do we want for our era bonus? The answer is very, very obvious. You want capitalism all the time. 100% extra gold from luxury consumption should mean we're going to make a lot of money. This is going to almost double. We're going to go from 5,000 gold from luxuries up to another 10,000 or so there. Then there's communism, of course, productivity for all production buildings, but motivation and passion cards are going to suck, which is kind of terrible since they are the best combo of cards in the game. So yeah, capitalism it is. Bada boom. We reorganize, and look at that. 18,000 gold coming in. Ha-ha! Whoa! It's amazing. And then you can choose another bonus as far as getting some extra score. It almost always is better to get population score than wonder score, to be honest, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Not that score, like, literally matters pretty much at all, but, you know, there you go. Hey, let's go to our capital over here. Let's go ahead and upgrade the town hall to level 5. Oh, there we go. Looking beautiful. So new cards should be available as a result. Ooh, melon seeds. That could be kind of nice for me. Anything here that, like, strikes me as really, really helpful? Bookworm houses get... oh, yeah. Well, we could also consume a lot of books, but then you do get a lot of science out of that. Luxury happiness with jewelry. Consume more jewelry. Yeah, these are options for us. I don't know really what's going to be best, to be honest. Oh, yes, the Ministry of Agriculture, wait a minute, is actually pretty darn good. We could do that for sure. And then also 10% more industrial production. That strikes me as pretty solid. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Architect's Studio's not bad. Whoa, look at some of these. The Basilica, Odin's Hall, the World Trade Office, reducing goods prices. Ooh. Ooh. I want that. I want to buy it. We're going to do that. Well, where can we place the World Trade Office? Oh, is going to be expensive. How about directly across the street from, let's say, the zoo? That seems all right. 390,000 gold worth of material in order to build. Jeez, dude. Jeez. We need concrete, by the way. Start importing concrete. We can upgrade, like, all of our buildings. Totally worth that, at least. So now that we actually have some tech again, what else can I do? How about an extra 20% science output? That seems solid. Boom. Thank you. How about 10% more farm production? Boom. Thank you. That sounds pretty good. Jewelry crafting industrialization, 20% industrial output. Yes, please. Make your own concrete. Make your own paper and stuff. Actually would be really good to be able to mass produce paper because I plan on using this soon. Card combiner. Combine building slot cards into a better one. Wait a minute. What? I don't remember that being a thing, but okay. Let's start with going for some extra fertilizing and stuff. We're gonna have to try this at some points. No idea what that is. Wine snob. Extra production of wine could be kind of nice. Do this repeatedly. You can get more industrial productivity. Artillery, infantry does not matter. Let's go for the garden cypress, just so we have an upgrade for our city attractiveness, and already we're gonna find ourselves in a much, much, much stronger position. Okay, we got that sucker. Anything else jump out? Concrete factory we do need, but we're not even producing sand, so do I care that much? No. Let's go ahead and start working on that paper mill, because I do want to, instead of using paper makers, just use the mills, and we can start making books, or we can use that paper to start making cards. And an unlimited source of sustainability, passion, motivation cards, and so on is always going to be good. I can use that to boost up all my other industries by a lot. Okay, first round of concrete coming in. It does not take much in order to boost these things up by an extra 5% work speed, which is pretty solid. So we'll go ahead and upgrade pretty much everything I can think of, to be honest. There's really no reason to hold off. Let's not forget, if I have a lot of money, we can continue to just boost up our economic hegemony level as well. It's pretty expensive, but I mean, that just there was another 6% boost on everything I produce. It's pretty good. Something else I'm going to do is go back to our card buyers over here. At the very tip top, I'm going to buy some resource outposts. Let's buy like 2 or even 3 of these things, believe it or not. Now, 40,000 gold is pretty pricey. There's no way around that. But we can place it pretty much anywhere there are resources to gather up, and we should see them automatically being deployed back at our home city. So, for example, 31 gemstones per round. Now, it's not a lot, but it's something. We can do something similar if we wanted to go and gather up, let's say, some coal and stuff. I could set them up close to where I'm already set up in my base here, but maybe there's somewhere else I want to go. What if we just set one up, let's say, over here? All right, we can just place one in this area. That's another 89 or so coal per round. And let's go for a bit more gemstones over here. That way I'll be able to make some jewelry. There we go. Now, if we could connect these up to trade routes, I think that's technically a little bit better and stuff. What do we even get for that, actually? I don't even know. Can we hook this one up? Probably. Hang on. Let me see if I can find a convenient way to set up an inner-city route all that way. It just costs a few thousand gold or so to be able to do that. No big deal. And now I can connect trade routes? Okay. I don't know if these actually work as intended on that, unless it's supposed to go to the gate? I didn't think it mattered. Oh, wait, yeah, there we go. Okay. And as a result, we do get an extra 100 gold. So what's happening now is that 625 gold is at least somewhat subsidized by having it connected. But regardless, we now are going to be getting about 62 gemstones per round, which means now we can start up a jewelry industry, and we don't even have to worry about setting up proper colonies. That's pretty nice. Anyway, so that aside, we should now be producing at least a bit of our cocoa, which is great. Yes, I'll buy a paper mill, and I'm going to get rid of these paper makers, actually. Which hurts a little bit since I've been stocking them up, but that's fine. Let's start placing down some chocolatiers and see if we can get those tier 3 luxuries up and a-rolling. Okay, get the wages set, and now 33 cocoa and 7 milk becomes 51 chocolate. Okay, now the only problem with this is I don't think it's as much of a profit. No, it's actually still pretty profitable. Nah, never mind. This is actually pretty darn good. But we're going to be consuming this stuff up really, really fast. But the good news is high-level luxuries with capitalism equals lots and lots of money. And not to mention upgraded houses, which means even more money in science. So, like, you literally can't lose. Now, it might be a good idea to go ahead and start auto-importing some milk just to make sure we don't run out. I mean, we are making cheese and stuff along with that anyway, am I right? So, let's go ahead and start importing a lot. Now, we are importing tons of stuff, and it's going to cost me a lot of money while we get ourselves set back up. But for now, this is still a pretty market improvement for me. Let's go ahead and set up that paper mill I've been talking about. We don't want that to be too close to the residential areas, so let's keep that a little bit further back, like, let's say, over here by the farms. A little expensive, but that's okay for now. What this is going to do is take a load of wood and turn it into some much-needed paper. And that paper can be used for a lot of cool stuff. Specifically, I want to send that paper to a scholar's office or two. We'll use some of my wild cards in order to get these down. There we go, a couple of those. But the scholars' offices like this can start producing, let's say, some sustainability cards and let's say some productivity cards for now. It does take a while to manufacture, but having an unlimited source of these cards is great. And we can boost our productivity for all the level 4 houses we have, which is over 30, so this just speeds things up rather drastically. We should have some level 7 houses coming in, too. There they are. Hello. All right, 11-7 houses producing over 400 income and 172 science. That is a pretty marked improvement over a level 6 house, I'm just gonna say. Let's go ahead and start working on that jewelry crafting. And you know what? I'm curious about the card combiner. I'll pick that up. Do I want a jeweler? Yes. Yes, I do. Question is, where do I want to place a jeweler? Good question. Close to the imports, I would guess. That would probably make the most sense, because that's where our gold is coming in. I don't actually know where the gems appear once we've got those things getting imported from our colonies, our resource extractors, but I'm sure it shows up somewhere close to the city center. Kind of spending all the money I've got to get these things built up, by the way, but all right. So yeah, take some gemstones, take some golden bars, turn that into jewelry. Do that here and here. And if we can afford to get ourselves a jeweler's guild, that boosts us up a little bit further. Some more sustainability books and stuff would make those gemstones go a lot further. That's probably about all that I'm going to be able to start manufacturing with this stuff, though, because I don't produce enough gemstones for much else, unless I want to import a lot. But honestly, I mean, my tax income's amazing, but I'm also not making as much in trade as I was before. We're once again hitting that point where I have to do a lot of readjustments. Let's go up to a high tax rate. That gets me a lot of extra gold. It does hurt happiness a little bit, but, like, my happiness is outstanding, so who cares? I kind of wonder if social welfare would make a lot of sense here. I'm going to pick it up and just see. Hang on. It gives us a lot of happiness. Yes, and that means that passion cards become kind of redundant at some point. How expensive is this, out of curiosity? About 3,000. That's not as bad as I would have expected, if I'm completely honest, and that means we're going over 100% on job happiness, which basically means the motivation card starts giving me an extra 50% productivity? Frick me. Okay, yeah, social welfare. It's pretty good. So what is a card combiner going to do for me? Let's go ahead and place this somewhere. How about up over here, I guess? It's expensive, but I don't care. Get that. Combine cards. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So it's not building... When they say building cards, they don't mean the buildings. They mean the cards you use to upgrade things. Got it. So what's the difference, I wonder? Standby. Suppose I take out 2 passion cards, toss these in. I need 5 of them? Is that really what it's telling me? I need 5 of them? Oh boy. Good thing it doesn't matter to me how happy people are anymore. Okay, we got that. Passion plus. 50% job happiness and 30% productivity. Still not as good as just having, let's say, all of it spread around right now. But if you find yourself with an absolute glut of cards, could become pretty darn good. Which kind of goes to show, if you do want to start making ludicrous amounts of paper and converting that into a ton of books, you can actually stack that up for some extremely strong modifiers per building. Oh wow, we make a lot of chocolate. Hello! Several hundred chocolate going around now. Beautimous. Alright, we found our moneymaker again, guys. We are back in the green. Yeah, I'm watching my science, my gold income just continue to increase non-stop at this point. 22,000 gold coming in now, 12,000 science, all looking really, really, really good. I've got over 1,000 gems, by the way. Turns out I was wrong. We are producing plenty of the things. Could also even go for some specialized tools, which is worth an extra 5 jewelry or so. And how are we doing on those tier 3 luxuries? Still more than enough chocolate at the moment. Going through our tier 1 and 2 luxuries really, really quickly, which does concern me. That's a little bit too many houses, but that's partly because we don't have enough workers still. Despite my best efforts, we still don't have enough immigrants moving into the city just to fill the demand, which is kind of insane to me, if I'm honest. Like, I'm taking these immigrant cards whenever they pop up at this point, just because 5 extra people might be a few more jobs getting worked. If we can't get people working, let's say things like the honey, for example, no one's working over here, well then of course we're not making any mead. If we can't get people to work on the candles, well of course I'm not getting any tier 2 luxuries. And like, I can prioritize these for sure. That's something I could do if I go over to the job priorities. We could rearrange a lot of this stuff. But the other solution is we just need more people, like a lot more people. So this is where even more immigration offices come into play. Like, for example, I'm not even making any cheese. I'm making no candles at all right now, which is why I'm sitting on so much beeswax. Oh, lordy. All right, you know what? I am going to go through here and change up the job priorities. Things like food and stuff, no longer as important. We still need farms. I do need anything logistics. And then after that, pretty much the only thing that should matter is luxuries, luxuries, and more luxuries. Maybe we can just go ahead and spend all of our money and get this World Trade Office. Yeah. Badoinkus. All right, that's now set. Boom. All right, so we can start to increase or decrease the price of some things. Something that I am exporting pretty regularly would include things like the chocolate. So we can start exporting this. Anything we're exporting we want to increase, and anything we are actively importing all the time we want to decrease. So that could include such things as the iron tools, maybe? Yeah, I think reducing the cost of iron tools would be very sensible. Every round, we increase or decrease the price by a whopping 5%. Oh yeah, this is market manipulation at its finest. All right, well then the next thing we need to do is start making steel, or at least buying steel to do some big upgrades. Now, it would be very nice to set up some power plants and start working with electricity. That said, I don't think that I'm going to have the time to deal with that in this particular series, but we can at least make some of these things go a little bit faster using some steel. But ideally, what you would be doing is researching, let's say, petroleum right up over here. Unlock oil resources, start placing down things like oil power plants, or maybe some some coal power plants over here. And that turns your coal or your oil into electricity. And with those kilowatts of electricity, you can now use steel to upgrade just about everything in order to get some upgrades for their work speed, like a 30% booster, which is not half bad. So that would be a big thing to do, but again, we've kind of hit that stage of the game where I think we've run away with it. Absolutely nothing can really touch me. The only thing we really do is just kind of keep building up on what I've already got. Have we even found any oil on the map anywhere? Anything that I'd be able to use? Yes, up over this direction there is some oil, which is, I think, too far away for me to really take advantage of. Yeah, it's 7 provinces away from the town hall. I can't even if I want to get there. But you know what? There is a solution. There is a solution to the problem. It's called getting a resource outpost. Place her down right around here, and that's another 41 or so oil per round. Not bad. Is there a lot more oil? There's some up out over here, for example. But with that, we can now place down, let's say, this oil power plant, and I'll just place you over, I don't know, how about right here for now? Spend some money, get that thing built up, make sure that we have people working over here. We need to get some inputs as far as our oil, so we just have to wait for that to arrive. And when it does, you upgrade the electric machinery, and oh, lo and behold, these things will be able to work a whole lot faster. But I think that's pretty much everything that I really wanted to do here. For my final move, what I'm going to do is go ahead and spend a load of money and quick build the Stave Church. Whoop, there we go. That looks beautiful. Does it do anything? I don't think so, but it gives a lot of extra wonder score, which is kind of nice. So at the end of the day, my current score is looking like 5,890-ish around there. Kind of fluctuates a little bit, but we're looking really, really solid on this. So we ended up having a town with over 640 people, plus we had a couple of colonies, so that's about 700, 800 or so people living in my empire at the moment, not to mention we conquered everyone in the world. We've unlocked just about every major production chain. We are capable of producing lots of tier 3 luxuries. The only thing left to do, of course, is to get that electricity up and running, which is just an efficiency boost. It doesn't really change the game fundamentally. This is one of the faster games of Kingdoms Reborn that I've done, to be honest. We kind of were in a commanding position and effectively won, quote-unquote, the game pretty early on, and I'm proud of that. I think that's because I did make use of the trade mechanics a lot more effectively than I have in the past. It's definitely a fun game. I still think that one thing that Kingdoms Reborn would really benefit from is actually reducing the consumption rate of citizens as your difficulty goes up, and instead having a more competent AI to threaten you in some way. Someone to actually rival you, to challenge you, right? You know, kind of like Civilization. That's what I think would be better, but we'll see. That might be coming down the pipe sometime. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this series of Kingdoms Reborn. Sorry to end it short, but if there's no challenge, I just want to kind of end things on a good note. So be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy, leave a comment, subscribe for my future content, and I, as always, will see you guys next time.